back from Live to M5. This is Sophia Patterson, and I am joined by
Cam.
Shelby.
Kenzie.
Can you guys all state your grades for me? I'm a junior.
I'm a freshman.
Senior.
I'm a sophomore.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how social media has really impacted like the music tastes of teens today, and especially teens at Rockland. So I want to start this off by asking a very basic question. What kind of music do you guys listen to, and what kind of artists are you guys all listening to? And I know that you don't have social media, so we'll start off with Kenzie.
Oh, okay. I've always been interested in like rock, so Pierce the Veil, Deftones, Sleeping with Sirens, things like that.
I think a lot of different things, more specifically, I don't know if it's called like indie rock, where like Hozier, Florence and the Machines, Lord, or like regular 80s rock or something like Black Sabbath or Van Halen.
I listen to just like a lot of like maybe like hip hop ish kind of like Tyler the Creator, Bryant Barnes, like David. Oh, not David. Not David. Not David. Not
You did
anymore.
go to his concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's a suspect now. So.
Okay. Okay. So moving on from that, where do you guys find the music you listen to? Kenzie, we'll start with you again.
I grew up with my dad showing me a lot of the music that I listen to today, but a lot of it has also come with my friends recommending artists or even social media, what we're talking about today.
I'd say definitely dad influence for the rock music. I had one friend who introduced me to Lord, and I kind of just connected to Florence from there because they're very similar in like playlists. Hozier I found through TikTok.
Okay, and Kim, I know you don't have social media. Where do you normally find your music?
Honestly, I get my music from like friends. Like sometimes they'll play stuff, and I like that. Sometimes I just find it on my own. Like I'll be like putting on like maybe my Spotify DJ, and something will come up. I know I found like my favorite artist, Bryant Barnes, through a feature that he had with someone else, and I was like, I really like his voice, and then that's how I found him, was through Spotify, like his features.
Well, Spotify, I would say, kind of almost is a social media, right? It uses algorithms to
Yeah.
send you music you like. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of
And it's like you
facet
can
of that.
follow people, and now I think they added like where you can communicate with people through
Yeah,
Spotify.
You can text.
Yeah, through Spotify.
Which is
Oh.
strange, but
okay. Do you guys think social media has helped or hurt your music taste? And Kim, we'll skip you for this one. Shelby, you start.
I don't know how it would hurt it. I think it's definitely helped it. I mean, through social media, you definitely get to see a whole bunch of different sides of music. Like I was introduced to certain songs by, when, for instance, I want to say Arcane was really popular on TikTok. I definitely picked up a lot of 21 Pilots from there. And just kind of instances like that where I think it's more helped and expanded my my song taste.
It's definitely helped me, though I feel like I have tended to stick with what I've been like shown. But I can also see the side of how it might hurt, where like somebody knows only one part of the song, or like, and then doesn't like the rest of the song or doesn't like the rest of the artist's music, which may have like led to a different
A different kind of music being
right.
produced, where it's kind of made for TikTok snippets.
Right.
Oh yeah, I get like AJR, that new song.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Okay, so how did you guys, I know you guys talked about your dad's influence, which is like the same case for me. How did you guys find music before social media? Like dig way back into the recesses of your mind and dig out
Ooh.
something.
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. Just a lot of like what was on the radio, or if you put on something on Spotify, and then before you could communicate through Spotify, it would just show you like a mix. So things like that.
Yeah, definitely radio for sure. Does YouTube count as social media?
I mean, kind of, but not as like relevant as like Instagram and all that. So
yeah,
I feel
and
like sorta.
YouTube is like long form. We're talking about more like short
Yeah.
form, like you're scrolling.
Okay, so could I count that?
Yeah, I guess.
Because I was on YouTube when I was in like elementary school. My whatever's on the radio, whatever my parents would play when they were cleaning the house,
Yeah.
just whatever I was interested in, and I picked up from other people, like friends especially.
And then Cam, what do you notice about the difference between kind of your music taste and like the people around you who do have social media, or maybe differences in just how you consume music?
Honestly, it's not that big of a difference between like what I listen to, but I do notice more that newer songs and stuff from like newer upcoming artists reach them before me. So it's a lot like there's a group of people that have social media and they'll like sing stuff or say stuff about music that I haven't like been introduced to yet. So it's kind of like they're the ones introducing me to the music, and like so that's kind of how it is they're introducing me to all this. And it's very different because it's like instead of me, I don't know what I'm but it's the music is different because it's like more of popular music, like more social media. I feel like people with more social media like know more of one kind of like music genre, I feel like, and it's like very into that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that social media has helped or hurt the music industry as a whole? Because I know this is kind of divisive for a lot of people.
Honestly, I don't really have social media, but from what I know, I feel like it can do both. It can get like your music out there to more people, and they can like, you know, that grows like your following. But I also feel like once your stuff becomes more overplayed, it kind of gets a little bit of annoying, and then people start hating you. Like Taylor Swift, for instance, her music was very popular, and a lot of people feel like that's a little too much right now because of how overplayed it is sometimes. So that could be hurtful but it could also help a lot getting your music out there.
I agree with him on like the fact that getting your music out there, especially social media, has been a big
Factor.
Yes, especially with like TikTok mainly, and then Instagram, things like that. But kind of what I said earlier, people can know only one part of the song, one part of an artist, and then like everything you have to cater to the audience. What are they going to want? What is going to make you more money? Which does lead to change in genres or presence that maybe the older people or like the people who liked the artist before became like bigger. You know, really enjoyed about them.
It was how social media helps and doesn't help artists, right? Is the question.
Well, kind of just some of the changes in music in general. Because, I mean, we've had a lot of kind of TikTok songs. You guys know what I mean? Like, near the PS5, songs like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
TikTokified.
Yeah, TikTokified music.
Or like when an artist grows popular because of TikTok, and then when their breakout album is all over TikTok through different songs, and then when they decide to switch genres, people don't like that because they're so popular through the first genre they were introduced by. Like that's like I want to say Doja Cat. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Or like Benson Boone, because he was really melancholy at first, and then he got more popular, and all of a sudden he's like, what's it called? Like just regular pop.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the algorithm is really interesting, that kind of aspect of this and how it kind of narrows views. I know you guys talked about like it expanding your music taste, but at the same time I also think it can kind of like narrow your music taste to a point where like it's showing you pretty much the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't really like let people expand. Have you guys noticed this? What are you guys' thoughts?
Or like the algorithm, how it shows you what like you're interested in, and it'll continue to show you what you're interested in unless you like are sent a video or you go out of your way to like search something up on TikTok, and then it'll start showing you videos from outside.
Yeah,
you kind of have to go like, out of your way to see that. But if you're so like stuck in it, then you're only gonna see one person or whatever, one feed.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. I know I'm not really like social media, but what I've noticed is you kind of like what she said. You kind of have to go out of your way to experiment with new stuff, and that kind of gets added in your mix. But if you're just scrolling, then you kind of get like the same things over and over. So it's not like you can experiment out or you don't really get introduced to something new until maybe like you've been scrolling for a while and like something new pops up. But yeah, it kind of just gives you like the same algorithm.
The same 5 songs.
Yeah.
And even if they're not the same 5 songs, everything feels very like
Similar.
same-ish.
Yeah.
And it's to benefit the algorithm, right?
Right.
What are you guys' thoughts on artists kind of making music more geared towards the algorithm, and how do you guys think that's affected your music taste?
One of my favorite bands, Arctic Monkeys. There was a song not too long ago that like went really popular, and then I don't know if it's because of that, but they have definitely switched their their genre from what they used to be like indie rock-ish to more like plain indie. With nothing's wrong with that, but it's just like
It's more palatable.
Right. And this has happened to a couple other like bands that I know and love, but it really is kind of disappointing when a band strays, or a band or an artist strays from what they originally had just to fit an algorithm. Like, it makes sense if it's about them and how like they as a person or they as a band change, but to just fit an algorithm, to fit the algorithm, or to like just please a certain audience that probably doesn't even listen to more of their music is kind of disappointing.
There's kind of a loss of creativity in the consumer and the artist, right? I mean, like, I had a good example, but then I forgot. Okay. Like Taylor Swift's new album, I know we mentioned this before, it feels very devoid of anything artistic, of anything compassionate.
Yeah, her lyricism is all like, it's all very basic. There's no like more poetic lyrics.
It's very different from when she wasn't trying to reach the most amount of people, like during Folklore and Evermore. And even Sabrina Carpenter too, I feel like she established her brand and then she really ran with that. You know, all her songs are kind of like follow the same theme, same kind of instrumentals.
Yeah,
Right.
and I know you've showed me some of her, the Taylor Swift's new songs, and from what I've listened to, it's not as original as her other songs. Like, you can, like, samples of other songs, you can definitely hear them, but her music, her new album, some songs just feel a little too, like, similar to other songs. It's not giving her the more, like, individuality that her other songs had. Now
Right.
they're all kind of, like, listening to the same song, just, like, maybe a mix up in like some lyrics.
Do you guys think this has affected your music taste? Do you guys think you listen to maybe older music from your favorite artists now? What do you guys think?
I mean, I always try to find new music that like my artists or like my favorite artists have like featured in, or new albums, but I have noticed that I don't really get the the like exposure that I do want from social media, a place where you should be getting like ideas and creativity. I feel like that's kind of what it was based off of. I mean, other than like communication, but like on a platform that should be, giving people creativity, it is not. It's kind of disappointing that we keep seeing the same artists and songs and ideas over and over and over again.
One of the artists that comes to my mind is Metallica, because they had a really good, like, they were really influential. They were really popular. Lots of dads loved them, but when they got popular a few years ago, and I'm not sure if it was because of Stranger Things Season 4 with Master Puppets, they released that new album. It's something Seasons, and I just remember everyone being over, like, not overwhelmingly, but like everyone was so disappointed because they were such a statement name, and so now people, like, they refuse to listen to their new stuff, and they only listen to their old stuff, and like, because you talked about like listening to their old stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're like, sometimes they just kind of, when the artist breaks out with something really disappointing, they kind of just like, all the fans ignore it. They kind of just like go back to like that just never existed, never happened.
I also want to talk about, this is kind of like out on a limb, but I feel like people really only listen to the music for like the vibe now. Like each artist has this like vibe that they're trying to sell, and people will like buy into that. Like people who listen to rock are like perceived as rockers, you know. That's like kind of why they not really what. Do you guys get the point I'm trying to make?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's very like vibe centered instead of like
Music
content
center. Yeah.
centered. Like
Mhm.
yeah, artistry centered instead of, and I think that's for the algorithm because you want to reach a specific group of people, and everything's like kind of boiled down to aesthetics nowadays.
Yeah, kind of. I can, yeah. Like, I don't know what I was gonna add to this. I was gonna add something. Yeah, you can like really like look around and see that like either everything has been kind of like copy and pasted, or it's like boiled down to like subgroups of like genres or aesthetics. And it is, I do kind of want to say it's also because social media will push the same things, we'll push the same things to everybody, and then everything's just becomes like a kind of like monotonous like clump. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and I also want to ask this question: do you guys think that albums or songs are more important to you from an artist, especially nowadays when you're exposed to thousands of songs a day, like scrolling?
I think songs 100%. One of my favorite artist, Hosier, I connect with his lyrics a lot, and he doesn't follow algorithms. You know, he doesn't try to reach an audience. He's had the same platform, the same what's it called? His genre, his messages. They've all been the same for as long as he's been creating music, and I forgot the question. Can you?
Are songs or albums more important to
Right.
you as a listener?
And when you have someone who's so creative and who has messages in their lyrics, the songs are important as well as the albums, but more because you can connect to individual songs in each album. Like in his Unreal, Unearthed, Unheard album, there's a lot of songs for instance, a lot of his songs are written about Dante's Inferno, and like it alludes to that. But there's certain songs from there that I connect to the most, and not just all of them, which I think are important. Because if you're like, some people, they like the album because of the vibes, or some people like the album because they like the artist and they just want to hear all of his work. But I think it's important to also respect and have love for individual songs and what they mean to you too.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like an album can give off a message, but it's like what each song builds up to make that message. So it's like some albums can be like a progression of throughout the album, like each song is like adding to what the main like idea of the album is. But it's like, in my opinion, I think it's like an album is what's holding the songs together. It's like what the songs are trying to give you.
Like Ethel Cain. Doesn't she have an album where she tells a story throughout the entire thing?
I think all of her albums are like that.
Oh, I know. She had one. She has like an album.
Yeah, I think that certain albums and songs kind of differ throughout artists. Like obviously Ethel Cain uses her music to tell a story, but then there are other artists that kind of their albums are all kind of samey, like somber.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But
we love somber. Don't worry.
and then I have one last question to ask you guys, and it's about the music here. I know we have like a pretty. What do you guys think about the music that most teens are listening to here, and what do we think is kind of how are people getting that?
I think more than not, whenever I'm talking, like not to gender bias, when I'm talking to guys and we're talking about music, it's always like rap music and just things that I don't enjoy. I don't think I've ever seen like a guy like actually care about the lyrics. They just care about like the beats or like the vibe or like the instruments, specifically people who play instruments.
I kind of agree with that, but also a little bit differ. I do feel like the beat could also help, but it's more I feel connected to songs, and I like songs more for the lyrics, because if a song has stronger lyrics than kind of like what the beat is, I kind of tend to like that more, because I mean, it really depends what you're looking for in music. Like, if you just want something to, like, hype you up before something, obviously you're not going to choose something slow. But, like, honestly, just, like, lyrics, that could be a lot for anyone. And I think here there's a lot of diverse music, a lot of diversity in people and like listening to those genres. And I mean, somewhat there's a little bit of telling like what's a little like of people like saying that that's right and that's wrong from music. But I mean, overall, everyone's kind of diverse here. And I mean, I haven't really been told my music's like not good by anyone here. So far it's been like good.
And do you think that's because of social media that we have so much diversity?
Yes, I do. I do think that diversity can help from social media and getting different algorithms out to other people. Yeah.
Especially to who connects to it the most. Like I know a lot of dancer girls, they love the upbeat songs like Ariana Grande, like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter. When the algorithm sends songs their way, like they can use that to like for their creative purposes, like to make dances to them, or like to appeal to like, their interests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of similar to what everybody else said. There is definitely a lot of diversity here, whether it's coming from family or friends. Everybody has like a different, like their own like life where they can experience so many different like, I guess music. And I think that has really created a special and diverse community here, especially when you look at music.
Okay, thank you guys so much. This has been live from M5. Thank you.